can't see myself. Oh, this is fun. Oh, a viewer. Hi, I'm ready in 4 minutes. And hopefully I can see myself very soon. Something interesting's happening outside. One of my neighbours is knocking at another neighbour's door. It's always good to be nosy. I have a prime spot for this. It's brilliant. Oh, okay. Can I make larger? Why is that so to do? Hi everyone. Hope you're well. Guys walking funny. I wish you guys could see what I'm looking at. It's good to be nosy. I hope my neighbours don't follow this. Otherwise they'll be like, what the hell is mine doing watching me? Anywho, hi. We'll start shortly. As soon as it reaches 30, because I know you guys are so eager to get ready. How's everybody's day going? It's Thursday, nearly Friday, which means it's nearly the weekend, which is super exciting. Is this too bright? Because it looks okay on my phone, but on my laptop it looks really bright. Someone let me know if it's an issue. And I can turn flash off or some of the lights. I just know that the sun's going to set anytime soon, and it's going to be dark. Slight delay. Well, I hope you're all okay. I'm okay. I'm a little bit stressed after Facebook not working yesterday, but it happens, I suppose. These things are sent to try us, after all. Well, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything. It's not fun. And then YouTube decided not to work as well, which again, joyful. Hi 2 viewers. Right, a minute left. Let's see what happens. If not, I'll just start. Because I've had this card ready for a while and I haven't done it yet because it takes a little bit of work, which is quite scary when you think about putting it into a video that you need to get under 10 minutes so that people don't get bored and switch off halfway through. I know you do. It's okay. It's not personal. It's card making. Hi. People are joining. Right, it's 5:30. Anybody from now are late. Not that that's a problem, but they're late. So, hi everyone, Martin here. Get rid of my notifications. So on today's Facebook Live, I'm going to be showcasing a stamp set that's available in the annual catalogue, which is a PS You're the Best stamp set, which is super adorable. It was on my wish list straight away, and I received it a couple of months ago, and I haven't really used it much. So this is why I'm using it today. Obviously, it's not obvious at all, but it's found on page 48 of the annual catalogue. And you can see here, let me just open this up fully. You can see here you have some amazing examples, and today's card's very similar to this one here, which you would have seen me case previously. What stamp set did I use? I used the... Is it Time for Tea? I can't see it in my collection. Yeah, time for Tea. So I just replaced the background and used the kettle, the teacup. But obviously, that's when I didn't have the stamp set, but now I do. So I'm using this kind of the main focal point as inspiration. However, the background was actually inspired by a coffee cup, which was super graphic and used lots of text like so. So I think it's super cute, super fun, and super easy to do, to be honest. So you doesn't need much work. So shall we get started? So I'm going to move the stamp set out of the way and put the card in the top corner. So the card base itself is actually a piece of very vanilla cardstock that measures 10.5 by 29.5. That's folded at 14 point. Can't see. 14.6. That doesn't make sense, but hey ho, that's the card base. So it's just your standard C6 size. And then what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on the background. Hi Kate, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. So we're going to concentrate on the background now. So the colour I'm using is Night of Navy, and that's taken inspiration straight from the coffee cup that I saw using this kind of large letter print. However, on reflection, kind of wish I used either... Well, I think I wish I used the mint macaron, because the background is quite in your face, which I in the end liked because I softened it by using a piece of vellum, as you can see, which vellum is great for. However, if you didn't have any vellum or didn't want to use the matte vellum, you could go for a softer colour. This card would look great using the other colours even in the Subtles collection. So you could swap the Blackberry Bliss for Highland Heather. You can swap the Night of Navy for Barbie Blue, or even Pool Party. So don't think you can't recreate this card just because you don't have the exact colours. So I've already cut a piece of Night of Navy in half, and that's just so I've got a nice amount of space to do my cutting out on. So move that out of the way. This is when I never have enough room for everything, so this is when it gets fun. So to create the background, I'm using the large letters framelits, and please don't all scream when I open it up because it's a bit of a mess. Okay, so the letters I'm going to select are ones which have some body to them. So I wouldn't necessarily choose T because this is quite linear. Hi Lynn, you okay? So the T, again, quite linear, so this isn't going to fill much space on the card. However, the K will, because it's got a bit of bulk. Yours are tidier than mine. Believe me, it's only tidy because I tidied it up beforehand. What other letters did I use? Don't want to use an M. I'll use an N, why not? A Q would be good because that's got some body. So it's super sticky. I'll grab an R. So the letters don't mean anything. This is what I meant about a mess. H, B, clearly used E. I'm not going to use an I because that's quite linear. Again. I didn't use a V. I used an A though. That clearly worked. I used the and sign because that's fun. I've lost track of what letters I've got. And I'm not reading your comments either. Nightmare. Can't multitask. I'm quite obviously a math. Or I hope it's obvious, otherwise I'll be concerned. Oh no. Okay. Let's just stick with them. That will do. And we can make it work. So I'm going to bring in my big shot. Ooh, like so. Move them all out the way. Bring this in. Roll it through. Then I'm going to lay a piece of the Night of Navy down, like so, and just lay on my letters as and where they fit, trying to be quite not liberal. What's the word? Is it economical? With space. That's not the word. But it begins with E. Someone help me out here. What's the word I'm looking for? So just fill up the area. So I can put an A there. And H. D. I hope you're all quiet because you're watching. Hi Sue. So close that down, and then you're literally just gonna run that through the big shot, like so. Oh, my B has moved slightly. There we go. Run that through. Like so. And then take that out. Move the big shot away. Onto the floor it goes because nobody has time to be neat and tidy. Oh. And I'm going to pop all these out. I'm going to keep these to one side because I might need some more. We will see. Oh, Lynn, you haven't seen. Let me bring it back in. Now the big shot's out of the way, I can bring it back in. There we go. Oh, and there we go. And literally take these out. I need to remember to keep talking. Standing here in silence while I'm picking these out is not good, but hey ho. So let's move that out of the way. So I'm going to adhere these straight down to the card base itself, and the reason for that is because we're going to have that mat of vellum. So I'm literally just going to place these down as and where I want, not being particularly precise with where I'm putting them. So I'm going to have some hanging off, I'm going to have some going over the edge. I don't want any to be in a particular line, but then at the same time I don't want large gaps or spaces. But you're literally just gonna place them down as and where you like. That isn't going to fit there. Maybe it will. So I have cut enough letters, and I think I'm going to go with something like that. What do you all think? Try to look past the edges. Imagine it all chopped off. Are we liking that? I like it. So I'm going to go with it. If someone says no now, you're a bit late. Because I'm going for it. So, ideally, I would recommend you use the adhesive sheets, stick that to the back of your cardstock, and then cut these out, because it would make your life a hell of a lot easier. However, silly me, I've run out. We've all been there. So, we're just going to have to deal with some Tombow. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive down, like so, and place that straight onto the card, like so. Again, I'm not putting a lot of Tombow down because it's not really required. So that's just going to pop there. The Z. So as I said to begin with, I've had this card set to one side for a while. I'm not going to lie to you. However, the thought of having to do this on a YouTube video scared me a little bit, because I didn't want there to be a lot of, I didn't want the video to be too long or too boring. You know, when you watch a video and you're just like, wow, I don't know why I've just wasted 20 minutes of my life. You all know what I'm on about. We don't like miscongenialities here. You know what I'm talking about. It is a muted. I can't see that whole comment. Can I see it on my laptop? Yeah. It is Night of Navy. I saw the colour. I created the Night of Navy to begin with, because that's what the coffee cup that inspired this kind of used. However, I kind of wish I did use a lighter colour, just because it is quite bold and in your face. So just glue that there. Glue this down. But then it just goes to show that because we've got so many colours that Stampin' Up offer to us, I think there's 60, no, 50, I'm trying to count quickly, yeah, 50, no, yeah, there's 10 in each group, and there's 5, so yeah, 50, can't count. It's been a long day, so just keep adhering these down. Like so. Again, still not being precise or careful, just getting it on there. Like so. Right, so I'm going to put the K there and the N there. That'll do. So just and the little legs of a K, or the kicking K, as I remember from school way back when. I'm sure they don't use it anymore. So just quickly add a little bit of adhesive. So have we all been crafting recently? I kind of spent the weekend recording videos for the next couple of weeks, which has been fun. However, my laptop decided not to work last night, so it was a bit hectic for posting this morning. Oh, I know. So I need to find my paper snips. They're here. So once you've got them all glued down, like so, clearly I didn't press that K down properly. You can see that we're just going to flip that over, and I'm just going to cut down all the bits that hang over the edge. Hi, Dad. Lynn, that's really confused me. Who's your dad? So put that to one side. Literally just going to run along the edges, cutting the excess bits off. Oh, hi Lynn's dad. I thought that's what you meant, but you know when you're not too sure. It's a whole family affair. Right, Lynn, I'm going to ask your dad to... Oh, Tony, give us some funny stories about Lynn. I'm all ears. This is what parents are for. So, just cutting these off. Hi, Andrea. Oh, there's Tony. Hi. Oh, God. I would obviously recommend that you wait until the multi-purpose adhesive is dry before cutting these off. However, of course, we're crafters. We're impatient by nature. Oh, so finishing this off very quickly. There. Right. I would like to say that's the hard work done, but we've got some blending to do later. But to start with, I say but a lot. I shouldn't really. Very bad. But that's the... I did it again. So that's the background created. As you can see, I used different letters in a different style and a different format. So have fun with it. You can fill it up as much as you want or as little as you want, and you've got plenty of other letters than just the couple that we've used today. So make sure you do use them. I'm going to move this out of the way so nobody can see all the mess. I hope you heard that. So then I'm going to bring in my piece of vellum, which is hiding underneath my catalogue. There we go. And this piece of vellum measures 10.1 centimetres by 14.4, and that's going to sit perfectly on our card like so, just creating a little border, and it helps break up the background. So put that there. So I know my focal point is going to be here, so I know I can adhere a piece of Tombow here and it'll be hidden away, because the issue with vellum, no matter how much I love it, you can see the adhesive through, which isn't fun. But I'm going to bully the Q, and here I'm going to be quite liberal with it because this is the only point of adhesive. So I'm going to be liberal and just glue that down like so. And then move it to one side and let it dry. Right, who's ready for some stamping? Because I know I am. I'm going to bring in a piece of very vanilla to match our card base. And this is just a piece of scrap. I did something I didn't like, so it's a piece of scrap. And I'm going to finally bring in my stamp. Excuse the dirty block. I have tried to clean it beforehand and got bleached down my work trousers, so they're fun. And I'm going to bring in my Momentum ink. And the reason why I'm using Momentum is because we're going to be using our blends. So, I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to take the ink pad to the stamp because it's a large stamp. I'm going to be generous with my ink. My dishwasher is called Sean, and Sean is my partner, which I'm sure he isn't going to watch this, so it's fine for me to say that because I'm not going to get told off at any point. And I'm just going to stamp that down on my card stock like so. I will clean that up later. In fact, I'm going to move this out of the way just so I have some more room, because now's the enjoyable part where I'm probably going to go silent a little bit too much because I'm taking a seat and bringing in my blends. Oh, actually, yeah, we might as well start stamping. I would sneak him into the washing up, but he'll soon notice and then moan, and then we'll have a domestic, and then I'll have to be sat there in silence for an evening. We've all been there. So I'm going to take the small little flurry of flowers, as you can see there, and I'm just going to ink that up in the Momentum ink, and I'm going to put that in this top corner here, so stamp that down. And what that does is that leaves room for our little sentiment here, which is a dear friend. So I've got that on an A block, just ink that up. Arguments are our favourite thing, so it's absolutely fine. Believe me, I sat there in silence last night because of a little domestic. We all do it. Happy to say that my relationship's healthy, because we argue. So that's all our stamping done now, I promise. Done, dusted, the fun bit. Stamping. No, we've done the stamping. What am I talking about? The blends. So I'm using 6 blends in total. I'm using a Smoky Slate, which is a dark one. I'm using Basic Black Dark. I'm using Blackberry Bliss Light and Dark. And I'm using Mint Macaron Light and Dark. Okay, so 6 in total. And that's just going to help us create this blended effect for the typewriter. Does anybody have a typewriter anymore? Because I used to have one when I was younger because they're fun. And I wanted to do handwritten letters. But I don't have one anymore. I think a letter broke and we got rid of it. Which is a shame because they're fun. So I'm going to start with my Mint Macaron Light, and I'm just going to colour in the whole typewriter in its entirety. Well, the main body of the typewriter. I'm not going to touch the keys. Yeah. Fill it in, stamp it down. On mine I did leave this little ridge here. I left that because I did that in Smoky Slate, just to help section off the top to the bottom. Just taking that round like so. Yep, I think that's everyone. I am 25, 26 this year. I can zoom in. Didn't think about that. Hold on. There we go. Is that better? I always forget about Zoom. Still new to this Facebook Live game. It's quite scary. So then I'm going to take my Mint Macaroon Dark. And I always use the brush ends. I don't know about you, but I prefer it. It makes me feel more like an artist. Back to my uni days. And I'm literally just going to take it from the outside and I'm going inwards. So I'm going to go this side in, and then this way at the bottom to create that kind of angular effect. I'm going to go downwards. Does that make sense? I remember when I was 18 then. How times go so quickly. Remember at convention in Frankfurt, and we went out for dinner and we had the cornflake chicken. That was really nice. I always talk about that now. Never forget. So literally just gonna highlight all these areas like so, just so we have some good tone. And then I'm going to leave that open for now. Go back over that with my light and just blend that out. And go back over the previously coloured areas as well. That's just going to help blend that colour out. And then that's going to be our final tone. So we're going to keep going over these to solidify the colours to create a nice blend. I like the cocktails too. The monkey ones, I know. It's because I was sharing a room with Sarah and Jane and I didn't pack pyjamas because I didn't wear pyjamas. So I had a onesie, so I just packed a onesie, as you do. The drama that onesie caused. At least it's rememberable. That's all I'm going to say. So again, I'm just going to build up that colour by working on the outside. And going back in with the light. And this time I'm just going to slightly blend it out and not all the way. So with alcohol markers, what this does is it moves the ink, but also the ink builds up on top of itself. So it worked really well. Hi Viv. Cocktails are always good at on stage and convention. It's when you can find alcohol. That's the issue. It's finding it in the first place. However, I think that was the only drink I had the whole time. Was that, what was it? It had Haribo sweets on. That's all I remember. It was brilliant. We all love Haribo. So I'm happy with the top section now, as you can see here. Is it okay on yours? It's quite blurry on my laptop. However, it looks okay on my phone. So I'm just gonna, as I said, go in with my dark this side and downwards, and that's gonna help create the effect of it being 3D. So adding shade and tone to this area and bringing that down towards the bottom like that. And then again, just going over that with my light, bringing that down and then going over this area again. However, I am going to add a little bit on this curve here as well, and that's just going to help give it the rounded effect. Okay, and then again I'm just going to go in with the dark just to build up the colour, and then bring that round. And this time I'm not going to do it all the way because I want a light point faded out to the dark. How does that look? I'm happy with that. I love how the blends give it such a nice, I don't know how to say it, it's not the vibrancy, but it's just the way that it almost glows. Does that sound silly? I think it sounds silly, but it looks like it's glowing right now to me. Super pretty. I love it. So while I'm here, I'm gonna put the lid on the dark before that dries out. Not that it would dry out instantly, but hey ho. Still rather safe than sorry. So I'm gonna quickly just colour in the leaves here in the mint. Just so there's a coordination between all the colours. Right. I might actually bring in the smoky slate light as well, if I can find it to hand. That's crunky. Smoky slate light, brilliant. So I'm gonna build up all this area now with the smoky slate and the basic black. And that's just gonna, the stamp set with is the, oh, let's zoom out. Can't zoom out. There you go. The PS You're the Best stamp set. Found it right there. Okay. It's on page 48 of the annual catalogue. Super cute. And this would make really good vintage cards. Probably because of the typewriter effect. But hey ho. Let's zoom back in. So anyway, I'm taking my smoky slate light and I'm just going to do that all over. Kind of planning where everything's going to be. So here as well, just going to add some smoky slate. If you wanted to create a much darker tone here, you could always start off with some smoky slates and then blend the smoky slate out. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that came from. Oh. So you could always add smoky slate here to start with and then go over that and work it really well to blend it out, and that would give you a much deeper tone to your colouring, which is always possible. However, it's up to you. Depends. You might have more time to spend in colouring. Thank you, Lynn. However, obviously, you all don't want to sit here all night. Let's be realistic. No matter how much fun I might be, you don't want to sit here talking to me. So that's the light. I'm going to leave that open. I also did the insert bit in light. So between the little toggles, or the letters even, they're not called toggles. What were the letters, like the pressing bits, called? Does anybody know? I don't know a lot, as you can tell, but it would be cool to find out if they had like a technical name. So I'm just going to carefully colour in between. However, if you did go onto them, just call it creative license and no one can moan. And it doesn't matter if you go out of the lines. Is it keys? Well, that is right, isn't it? Because piano keys, it's like a piano. It's not like a piano, but you know what I mean. That sounds silly. Ignore me. Just stop talking, Martin, and colour. Have I missed anywhere? Colour that bit. Colour this bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, if I've missed any smoky slate, I can always get it back out. It's fine. So I'm going to bring in the dark smoky slate now. And because we're creating the tone, we are going to add a little bit of shadowing to the little pedal, like so, just at the bottom and here, like so. Anywhere else? Let's have a quick look. Don't think so. I'm going to add a little bit here. Then bring back the light and just blend that out, like so. And then that's that. And then with the dark basic black, I'm literally just going to colour in now these bottom areas. It's my head in shot, I don't want it to be. So we're just colouring in what I'm going to refer to as the rims, because it looks like a bit of ribbing. I did that bit in Smoky Slate, so I won't do that. There we go. Smoky Slate, let's get that back in. Just colour this little bit in. How do you all think? What do you all think? Are we liking the colour combo so far? I like it. I think mint macaroon is definitely my favourite colour. Isn't it gorgeous? What's your favourite colour, guys? Speak to me. And then I'm just going to colour in the flower with this Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to do the largest flower in the dark, and then the smaller ones in the light. Nice. Don't use macaroon at all. Coastal Cabana. I like Coastal Cabana as well. Mint macaroon, I think, while it's a lovely colour, it's quite, you have to use it in the right way and in the right colour palette for it to really work. But I love Blackberry Bliss. That's such a nice colour, isn't it? A nice deep purple. I've got a piece of cardstock here. Like, look at that. Don't you just love that colour? Flood your screen with it. Definitely a regal colour. That's why it belongs in the regals. And there you have that all nicely coloured, and it didn't take that long at all. Just a couple of minutes. I love it. So let's zoom back out if I can. There we go. Okay. So move the blend out of the way, and I can move my chair out of the way. The comfortable bits over with. So I'm going to, well, I need to fussy cut this out. So this can be done at any point for you. You can colour first or colour after, whichever way you like. But I'm literally going to just run around. So think about this kind of job as something you can do sat in front of the TV, relaxing. You can stamp a load of these, take it to work, on your lunch break, colour it in, and then when you get home and can relax and sit in front of the TV, you can cut them all out, so then you have a stockpile ready to go. Because let's face it, we all need cards ready to go. So I know, for example, a lovely lady at work has been helping me with some of the tasks that I've been given, so I want to do her a little thank you card. While I don't have any to hand, annoyingly, I should. Let's face it, we always need a thank you card because everybody, or some people who are generous enough to help us in any which way, deserve a little handmade thank you. So what I kind of learned was kind of move your paper, don't move your scissors. I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's a tip that I kind of learned while at school. And when you get to a certain point, just cut it off. You don't want little bits hanging over, getting in the way. So just cut them down, cut them off, and just move it round, like so. And it's called fussy cutting for a reason. You're not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be beautiful and clean. And if anything, because this stamp set is so, that's not the right sentence, because the stamp set could be used so easily for vintage cards, you can scruff it up a little bit. Okay, just kind of think, don't be, what's the word, hard on yourself if it doesn't look perfect, because one, nobody else is going to know what it's supposed to look like, and secondly, it's handmade, which I say all the time, it's handmade. If anybody wants to moan that something's not right, I'd like to see them do a better job. Not that they can't, because let's face it, anybody can craft. Sometimes I feel I should do a little self-help book, mostly for myself, because that's probably the only person who's going, well, I'm probably the only person who are going to read it. So quickly, just finish this off so I stop boring you all. So that's cut out even, I can't talk. So with that being done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in these fabulous coloured doilies, which I've already got a pack open, and I've shoved them all in a wallet because they all fell on the floor earlier. And I'm going to take one of the pool party ones, and I'm going to grab my Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to make the doily itself Night of Navy, so it goes. Now you could always colour the white side, however originally I thought I was going to fold it over and have some of the white side showing to have that contrast, but then because I use very, very vanilla, I can't speak. Because I used very vanilla, I didn't want Whisper White then on show, because that to me doesn't, cream and white does work, however it wasn't the look I was going for in this card, so I just coloured the pool party, and that gives it a much deeper tone. And to colour it, I'll just go over and take my ink pad and swipe it over like so. Okay, now that's a pretty effect in itself. However, because I want it all one colour, I've just done that. And then that's done. All you need to do is wait a few minutes to let that dry, and you can see when it's dry, because you can see the pool of ink, and when they disappear it's ready to go. And let's face it, I did well not to get inky fingers. Claps to Martin. So with this as well, I didn't want the whole doily on show, so being frugal, I kept the other half ready for this card. However, I have now misplaced it. No, I haven't. I have found it. So if like me, you make multiples of cards, you can get 2 for the price of 1. So even better. Inky fingers are not good because you get them everywhere, or at least I do. Like if I picked this up and then I had a horrible ink finger there. I do it all the time. And especially in videos, which I then have to start all over again. And I hate myself. Not literally, but it upsets me. So that's going to sit on the card like so, and I just want this pointing out. So I'm going to take my, be careful of that ink, my snow adhesive, and just apply a little bit down the side. And then I can just manoeuvre that where I like, and until I'm happy with it. And then I know it's handmade and I'm contradicting myself a minute ago. I'm sorry. But it'll be okay. Oh, forgive me. I hope you guys do. So there we go. That's basically our main focal point. Sorted. I'm clean. And that's going to sit there and hide our glue. Brava. Let's move that. So you can see now, practically all dry. No more pools of ink. Super pretty. So what I'm also doing is I'm bringing in a piece of Subtle Designer Series paper, which is 6x6, and I've cut this down just in a, I think it's an, you're all going to hate me because I always swap between inches and centimetres. I'm sorry. So this is actually 1.5 inches. However, that's roughly 3.7 centimetres, and I've just left it for 6 inches, or 15.2 or 3, just so then I can cut that down onto the card as and where. So with this piece, I'm gonna cut into the middle, say 4 stripes if you want to be precise, or you could go 5, and then all you go in to do is work from the corners into that centre point that you've just made, and again. Like so. So I chose to use stripes. You could always flip it round and use the dots, as well as with this DSP you do get one which is tonal, so you can see if this is mint macaroon or mint macaroon, or you have mint macaroon or whisper white. Obviously, referring back to my previous comments about whisper white and very vanilla, I'm going to keep it with the tonal effect card. So I'm just going to have that come across the card like so. So I'm just going to adhere that down with some snail again. Find the point where I want it. And then I can just turn that around and snip that down the side. And there you have a little bit for another little project later on. And then obviously we want to incorporate that Blackberry Bliss a little bit more, because so far all we've got is it in the flowers. So I've just cut a strip, and that's going to be 1.5 centimetres. See what I mean about swapping between the two? And that's just going to sit over the top like so. And I'm just going to cut that at a slight angle. Okay, so bringing in my snail adhesive again. And just line that up and place that down. So with my cards as well, something I always talk about is kind of the composition and the thoughts of background, middle ground, foreground. This is probably because I studied art, so it's how I relate to things. But I think it's always useful to think about, especially with your cards as well. So in the background we have the large letter pattern design. In the middle ground we have the strips of paper, as well as it's going to have some pearls. And then in the foreground we're going to have our main focal point, which is like, it's how I look at cards and how cards make sense to me. I don't know if it helps anybody, but that's also when I know if I've put too much on a card or if I haven't, or if it's difficult as well with, so for example, Sunday's project, which was really popular. See if I can find it. Or this isn't Sunday's project, but this is a variant of it. So when you've got a simple one layered card, how do you create that background, foreground, middle ground? So in the background we have the circular hoop. In the foreground you have the lovely lipstick colours and the Night of Navy. No, Pacific Point. No, which one was it? Blueberry Bustle. That's the one. And then in the back, or in the middle ground, you have the lighter tones, which is the lemon lime twist, the grapefruit grove. That's it. Does that make sense? Does that help with simple cards? I hope it does. Makes sense to me. If not, we can have a discussion about it. Do not worry. So with our main focal point, we're going to stick that up onto some dimensionals, which I have put down somewhere again. It's okay. Put some more down here. So I'm just going to pop this up on dimensionals, like so. Thanks, Lynn. I'm glad it does. Like so. I'm going to be generous because we obviously want it to last. Put these in my little rubbish pile. And then place that on our card like so. And there you go. So now finally, to finish it off, who doesn't like a bit of bling? I know I do. I'm sure we all do. So I'm going to bring in my pearls, or a sheet of my pearls. I wouldn't say Master Martin, although to be fair, no. I'm Mr. Martin now. Sounds like you're at school, don't it? I don't like that. Hi Claudette, how are you? Long time no speak. So with the pearls, I'm just going to go with them with the dark Blackberry Bliss. Like so. And I'm going to... How many did I do? I did one large... 2 middle-sized one. Oh, Masterful Martin. Is that what I said originally then? No, okay. Well, Masterful Martin's perfect. I am going to on stage all. I'm super excited about it. Haven't made any swaps yet. Don't hate me, because I don't think I'm going to have time to make any swaps either. Which is going to be sad, because I loved my last ones. the little tins. I don't know if I have one to hand. Oh, where's my box of goodies? Yeah. So this was my last swap, which you see here. I love it. But this time I don't think I have time, which is a shame. I know, Lynn, it's been forever, and I'll always remember it was Telford. We sat and we had a good chat. We put the world to right. We sat on the table with Victoria and some of her downline. I miss Stampin' Up when I was away, and it's a shame that I kind of had to go away. However, I had to go back to college and I had to go to university. I had to put me before everything else. Oh, I'm sorry that you missed out, guys. But then it's your own fault for going to Orlando, Lynn. It's right for some. Why couldn't you stick me in your bag? It's just not fair. I'm going to try and do swaps. I have an idea. However, I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm just going to colour these in, like so. And you might notice that there's a difference in colour. So once these are dry, I'm going to go back over them again. You all waited for me. Oh, don't say that. How embarrassing. Kate, did you go to Orlando as well? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm such a. I delayed you all. Oh. So keep colouring them in, and then I'm just going to go over again just to deepen that colour. Like so. I wish I went to Orlando. Lynn, do you remember when we went to Frankfurt and it was just really surprising because I was sat waiting at the terminal to go in, and then suddenly I saw all of the pinkies come running down the side, and I didn't notice you until someone shouted, "Martin!" And I was like, oh, good times. I love reminiscing. And this is something I love about Stampin' Up, and something I missed when I wasn't a demonstrator. Not that you all went away. Lynn, we will meet, I'm sure. Like, just find me. And if I find you, I'll be like, Kate! Hi! This time, I don't think I'll be so nervous. I think when I went to Birmingham, I was very nervous. I had nervous sweats. It wasn't cute. I think I let the anticipation of coming back kind of overshadow me having a good time. So I'm excited this time to actually enjoy myself. Because let's face it, that's what it's there for. To catch up with good friends and have a laugh. Oh, I love Stampin' Up. I missed it. And I'm glad I'm back. I know. Oh, I'm so excited. When it's April 10th, so under a month away. Is it April 10th? Have I put that in my calendar wrong? Second guessing myself. You know what? I'm terrible. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be back. You know, I think me signing back up was completely out of the blue. Well, it wasn't out of the blue. 13th. I knew it was around the 10th. Thank you, Claudette. It wasn't out of the blue. I requested a catalogue off of Sarah, my upline, because I was just like thinking about it. I've been trying to do my own artwork, which wasn't being positively received, not because it's bad, but it just wasn't being received the way I wanted it to. So I kind of thought, how else can I express my creative nature? And that's when I thought I enjoyed card making. I sold all my stuff when I left before, to pay off a credit card, which I built up because I was 18 and silly. Now I'm a lot older. But yeah, I kind of thought about, I never thought I'd join back up, but then the offer came up that you'd get a whole pack of a whole colour family, and I was just like, you know what, it's now or never. And I missed you all, and I was like, let's just get back with the family. Anyway, back to the card. Let's get over the soppiness of Martin's Stampin' Up story. So I've just popped the rhinestones down in a random effect, as you can see, like so. I didn't want to be anal, excuse the term, but about the pearls, because we haven't been about the whole background or the positioning. You want to kind of see a pattern through, so that's why it's quite random and selective. But that's today's card. I'm glad I haven't had to record a video showing it off, because it would have took forever. Not that me yabbering on to you guys for the last hour has been fun, but you know, I've enjoyed it. I like talking to you all, and it's nice to reminisce with some of my crafty demos. I hope you all had fun, but I'm gonna go stick the oven on, get ready for Sean finishing work. I'm gonna edit this video, stick this on YouTube if it works, let's face it, and edit the description. So I'm so glad you all joined me today. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just leaving. I hope you can watch this on repeat, or whatever it's called when you rewatch it. So I'll edit this video and let you include a full list of the items used and where to purchase them. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate in contacting me. I'll be happy to help the best way I can. I will see you all soon. Bye.